the sun belongs to you and should surround you. Yet when I turn to look, I see they've snatched the sun from all around you. Why you hardly seem to want what's yours, you hardly seem to care. If you love the sun, it's where you come from, then you had better dare to seize the time. The time is now, oh seize the time, and you know how. You tell me that the soul is real, and your soul must survive.
When we start talking about a new system, we have to talk about a new system based on, from each and every person, according to their ability, both male and female, to each and every person according to their needs, both male and female. We even denounce male chauvinism. It's a part of oppression. We believe in equality of male and female, you see. The old chauvinistic attitudes that come about, even amongst a cultural nationalist group, the woman's place is here and all this kind of stuff, is directly related to the oppressive system of America itself, you see. Okay, well, it's directly related to the male can do this and do that better than the female, and what happens is you get the male oppressing the female. Well, overall in society, if you read Soul on Ice at all, you'll find that the most oppressed in society is the black female. She's even more oppressed than even the black male, although there is a group of black people who are both oppressed. You see what I mean? And this is very important.
A lot of people ask me how I became the chairman of the Black Panther Party, and by the way, I was never the chairperson, the chair, or the chairwoman. I was always called the chairman of the Black Panther Party because that was the post I took over, and so that post was called chairman, and so I was called chairman because we weren't that worried about, you know, being called chairman versus chairwoman. And they asked this question as though there's something bizarre about a woman being the head of the Black Panther Party, or like how did a woman become the head of the Black Panthers, presumed to be a male-dominated paramilitary organization, and actually was a male-dominated paramilitary revolutionary organization. And then that goes along with the other question that comes up about the question of gender in the Black Panther Party is, well, weren't the Black Panthers chauvinist? Well, what do you think? We got these brothers from revolutionary heaven? Do you think they suddenly arrived from some other planet and became different, that none of us was a victim of our own history? We all are.
The people of the black and the third world must unite against the common enemy, because the common enemy is definitely uniting against us.
First thing about the women's liberation struggle, that's when I was in California, right before I left, the women's liberation struggle was just sort of like getting on its feet. And it was sort of like a group of women who were sitting around. They were disgusted with the political organizations and the way they treated women, and because of their political orientation, they wanted to do something about it. But it was really not a movement. It was like a discussion group type thing, and it was predominantly white. And there was also parallel to that within the political organizations in which third world women were involved, a similar struggle, but it was inside the organization. Like the women were struggling for their own rights and their own positions inside this organization, whereas the women's liberation movement was forming groups just of women outside of these political organizations, and they were putting pressure on the organizations that were mixed. And so they raised the issue of women's liberation, of male chauvinism, and they forced it into the political arena where everyone had to confront it and had to deal with that. And that was a very positive accomplishment. I think we have to look into, to a certain extent, the history of the movement for the emancipation of women in this country, which has always been dominated by white women, and at every strong period in the movement for the emancipation of women is paralleled by a strong period in the movement for the liberation of blacks.
This brother here, myself, all of us were born with our hair like this, and we just wear it like this because it's natural, because The reason for it, you might say, is like a new awareness among black people that their own natural appearance, physical appearance, is beautiful and is pleasing to them. For so many, many years, we were told that only white people were beautiful. Only straight hair, light eyes, light skin was beautiful, and so black women would try everything they could to straighten their hair and lighten their skin.
We opened in the school year 1973-74. It was an old church building. By that time, I was the director of the school, and the co-director was Donna Howe. And we provided tuition-free 3 meals a day, transportation to and from school, because some people did not have bus fare for their children. And we had martial arts. We had full meals that were hand-cooked by an amazing team of people in the kitchen. We had hatha yoga, and later on we had meditation. We started the day with 10-minute exercises. Our teachers really loved the children. If they didn't know something, they would just say, I don't know. I will find out for you. We had teachers who were members of the Black Panther Party, like myself. We want children to learn how, not what to think. Let me just tell you some of our visitors. Maya Angelou, Rosa Parks, James Baldwin, Sun Ra, Richard Pryor. It goes on and on and on, and they were so loving of the children. James Baldwin left in tears and said to me, Erica, every child should have a place like this.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of witnesses.